Welcome to this week's lecture on developmentally appropriate practices, or DAP, as you'll often hear it called. You also might hear us say things like, that is developmentally appropriate, or that is not developmentally appropriate, and that is all being determined based on DAP, developmentally appropriate practices. So in this session, we'll explore the history of DAP, what it looks like in practice, and how neuroscience and context inform our work with children and families. So let's dive in. NACI released its first DAP statement in the 1980s, mainly because of concerns about inappropriate practices in growing pre-K and kindergarten programs. The launch of accreditation highlighted the need for a shared understanding of DAP. Basically, as they started trying to accredit facilities, they started realizing that not everybody understood exactly what it meant to be developmentally appropriate, and that some standards better be put in place. Sorry. The most recent DAP position statement was released in 2020. It's a critical resource, not only for your coursework here in this program, but also for your professional career. And I recommend that you download or even print a copy and keep handy at work. There's a good chance that there's a developmentally appropriate practices handbook in the office at your facility. You might just ask and see if that's true or not. So DAP means meeting children where they are developmentally, and then using different teaching strategies to help them achieve challenging but realistic goals. So figure out where they are. Not everybody's going to be at the same place, and meet that individual child where they are to help them grow from where they're starting. The truest measure of DAP is children joyfully and meaningfully engaging in learning that suits. NACI's DAP framework is built around three considerations: commonality, individuality, and context. Commonality refers to general developmental patterns that all children go through. Individuality reminds us each child is unique with their own strengths, needs, interests, and identities. Context includes the family, cultural, social, community, and linguistic influences that shape each child's learning. So DAP pulls all three of these things together. From pages 35 through 38 of your assigned reading, we see how neuroscience, science of the brain, has advanced our understanding of brain functioning. Four principles stand out from that. One, every brain is unique. Two, the brain is continually adapting. Three, positive emotions enhance learning. And four, hands-on, meaningful learning experiences are critical. These principles guide us in creating brain-compatible classrooms. So, as you're creating your classroom, the materials in it, the things that you want to do in it, these are things to keep in mind. Again, every brain is uniquely organized, so not all children are going to learn the same. It's continually growing, changing, and adapting. Positive emotions support learning. Obviously, if you have good memories of something or good feelings about something, you're going to be more inclined to want to do more of it. And hands-on, meaningful experiences matter. That's why, as we will continue to learn in this class and others, learning through play is the way children of this age learn. It is their main job is playing, and we can provide experiences where they're learning by playing. That does not mean doing the same thing for all children. Teachers must adapt to each child's needs and consider their cultural and social context. For example, a child who hesitates to join circle time can be given alternative ways to participate without disrupting the group. To expect all of them to sit quietly on their bottoms and participate the same way in circle time just isn't being aware of each individual's child's current current level, current needs, and We just have to find other ways sometimes to help those who can't sit still on their bottoms participate. And that's just the example, of course. Teachers constantly make decisions throughout the day. They start by meeting children where they're at, then guide them to the next level. So this is an example of using DAP. Like we need to be prepared with all the knowledge that we're getting through this program and through continuing education as educators and educating ourselves. And educating ourselves about each child. We've got to be equipped as we start class each day to know our kids and know what's developmentally appropriate because we've got to make decisions in the moment a lot of times about, okay, this child needs this right now, and this child needs this right now. So sometimes it's about planning to meet children where they're at, but sometimes it's about knowing things in the moment to meet them where they're at. An example is that to go back, an example of meeting children where they're at would be, okay, once a child can recognize letters, then teachers can move toward teaching letter sounds, but you wouldn't want to do that until they can recognize letters to understand to put the sounds with the symbol. So for you as a teacher, the takeaway from pages 35 through 38 of your assigned reading are very clear. We begin with what we know about child development in general, but always gather information about each child individually through observation and from what we can learn from their families. Factor in social and cultural contexts, and then use all of that knowledge to design developmentally and culturally appropriate practices. And then go into each day with all that knowledge that we just talked about, realizing we might make some adaptations for each child as we go. So that is DAP in a nutshell. Hopefully through your reading and through your videos, you will learn even more. You can print these slides off to take notes in them if that helps you. And I hope this has helped. So for your to-do this week, you'll need to watch the assigned videos, read those pages and other assigned readings, review the DAP position statement. I'm not saying read it, memorize it. You will be asked to reference it a lot, but just kind of be familiar with it. You've got that available for download because all of these pieces together are going to help you understand how DAP really applies in practice. As always, reach out with any questions.